Why do guys that I'm interested in end up not wanting to pursue me?
Because they are the same guys that everyone is interested in.
And then guys that I'm not interested in pursue me and pursue me hard and do not give up.
Because those are the guys that nobody is interested in.
Please make it make sense.
Okay. Human beings are born with a sense of fairness. We like to think that the universe is fair and everything evens out, but it's not and it doesn't. We think that things work a certain way, but it's actually just a feeling that we need to have. Otherwise, life would be a nightmare. We like to believe that there is someone out there for everyone, but in reality, it's only a few guys that are attractive to all the girls. The rest of these guys are practically invisible until they do something extra and then you notice them. In other words,
yeah, which he pretty much just explained how most of us guys grow up, especially from high school. If you're not like one of the top athletes in your high school, if you're the one of the guys who didn't come from a family that gave you money, your dad didn't pick you up in a nice car, or you're not like tall, like the most good-looking guy, or maybe you are not shy, you could talk to girls. Pretty much, girls don't really give you any time of the day till like you, in your, when you get older and make some money, and then maybe you get famous in some kind of way, or you could be even a doctor, it's being famous enough, then the girls who didn't want you in high school now want you. But now what the problem becomes that when you wanted them, they didn't want you, but now they want you because now you've made it to the top 20, maybe 10% of men. So women are always like, okay, all these guys are chasing me, but I don't want them. Because believe you me, guys, if you ever checked a woman's inbox messages, DMs, they usually have like hundreds of guys, throwing themselves at them. But they usually pick like just that one that they want, who never chases them that they want. It's crazy how the psychology of attraction works, but that's what it is.
They have to make up for their lack of attractiveness by being extra nice. That means that all women dream of being with just a few exciting men, so there's not enough to go around. So if we match 1-to-1, that means that most women will never get what they're looking for. This used to work better because women kind of had to get married when they had less power, so most people would match 1-to-1. But now that you have your own money, we don't match 1-to-1 anymore. We threw all those rules out the window, and now everything is a mess because women are no longer marrying who they must, and instead they are pursuing who they want. And it's all the same few guys.
That kind of gave them the leverage, so back in the day, you could even find a very beautiful woman. Because she had no money, she would deal with an average guy. So at the average height, average money, he's not the guy who's most in shape, but she would deal with him because he loved her, he was willing to provide. But now, fast forward 30, 40, 60 years later, that same beautiful woman in 2025, if she has money, she wants nothing to do with the average guy. It doesn't matter how much the average guy worships the ground she walks on. It doesn't matter how many flowers the average guy wants to buy her. It doesn't matter how many times the average guy wants to call her and tell her, I love you, morning, lunchtime, and midnight. It doesn't matter. All she wants now, now that I have my own money, I want this guy. I want the Drake. I want the Chris Brown, because I have my money. Now she wants a guy who has even more money, but is even more good looking. So guess what? Most women want that top guy. So the average guy is left out unless something magically happens.
Let's say this is you. This is the guy that you're looking for, and he isn't interested in committing because he's got all the attention he can handle, and so does he. And here is the guy who's looking for you, and you're not interested in him, and neither is anyone else, except maybe her, but then he doesn't want to commit to her either. To make matters worse, dating apps give people the illusion of more options than they really have. So when you say,
Please make it make sense.
that is your brain trying to believe that people naturally pair off with someone at their own level. But that's not how nature works. Nature makes all the women want these few men, and then these men want these women who are not interested because they want Prince Charming, although Prince Charming is busy. And then these girls way down here are pursuing these guys who don't want to be seen with them. People love to forget that we are nature, we are animals, and we have a lower biological nature. And nature doesn't say, I should pick someone appropriate for me. Nature says I should get the best I possibly can, which creates a market. This website on Walrus.
Yeah, and that's why I can't blame the ladies, because sometimes, we keep talking about how 80% of women want the top 10 or 20% of men, right? But it's nature at the end of the day. It doesn't matter whether they will get the top 20% of a guy, but they will chase the guy for how long they can chase the guy. And for as long as they get DMs, because sometimes you may look at a woman, and you think she's not that good looking, but Drake may be in her DMs. It doesn't matter, because Drake can pick and choose which type of a woman he can be with. That's why he has been with Serena, he has been with Rihanna, with Caesar, with all different types of women. It doesn't matter. Drake can have all the different types of women because he's the top 5%, maybe even 1% guy. Now, but all the women want him. So they will chase Drake for as long as they can, until maybe at 55, 65, once they find out they will never get Drake, maybe they will give up. So most of them, that's why most women say they would rather die single than be with an average guy. It is what it is. It's nature. So I can't blame them. The same way an average guy may settle with an average woman, because men will just take what they can take. But if you gave that same average guy the most beautiful woman in the world, he will take the chance too. So I'm just being fair to both sides.
Reproduction says that one male is shared by 23 females. At certain points in our history, 17 women reproduced for every one man, and throughout all of history, only 40% of men reproduce compared to almost 90% of women. So this is not new. It's just what male mammals do when nothing stops them. And if you want to go back to everyone matching one by one, then you have to go back to the rules that made it happen. But you said you didn't like those. So the reason that people no longer pair up one by one is that sexual freedom makes society collapse. This guy wrote a book about it, and just look at him. He tried to warn you. Here, I know none of you are going to read this. The whole of human history does not contain a single instance of a group becoming civilized unless it has been absolutely monogamous, nor is there any example of a group retaining its culture after it has adopted less rigorous customs. So the reason the guys you like don't like you, and the other way around, is because that's what people do when you let them.
Yeah, man, shout out to Hallmark, and I'll definitely be linking his channel down below. I like that he did explain some things that some women may not understand, because some women definitely do have questions of why some guys don't want them. The guys they want don't want them, but they have so many average guys who are worshiping the ground they walk on.